In a secluded monastery nestled among the whispers of ancient trees, a young monk named Tenzin donned a bright yellow robe each day, a hue as radiant as a field of sunflowers under the rising sun. This robe was not merely a garment. It symbolized the vibrant positivity that Tenzin embraced as he journeyed through the teachings of his wise mentor, Master Rinzin. Master Rinzin, a sage with wisdom as deep as the river that flowed past their monastery, believed in the power of positivity. He often shared this belief with the monks under his guidance, teaching them that positivity was not just a fleeting feeling, but a force capable of transforming lives, just as the sun transforms the darkness of night into daylight. One frosty morning, as the mist gently caressed the nearby hills, Master Rinzin approached Tenzin with a gentle smile. "Today, dear Tenzin," he began, "you will venture into the village at the foot of the mountain and spread the warmth of positivity." Tenzin nodded with determination in his eyes, aware that this task was both a challenge and an honor. As he made his way down the narrow path, he greeted each villager with genuine warmth, listening intently to their joys and sorrows. He knew that the village was fraught with worries over the upcoming harvest, which seemed threatened by the changing weather. Nonetheless, he exuded a calm assurance that soothed the villagers' troubled hearts. At the village square, Tenzin used his soothing voice to remind everyone of the strength found in unity and hope. "Just as the lotus blooms untouched by the muddy waters," he said, "so can our spirits rise above our worries." His inspiring words acted as a catalyst, sparking renewed hope in the hearts of the villagers. They began to embrace a positive mindset, which rippled through the community. Encouraged by Tenzin's positivity, they collaborated more effectively and discovered innovative solutions for protecting their crops. When Tenzin returned to the monastery, his smile was as bright as the yellow robe he wore. Master Rinzin welcomed him back with approving eyes, knowing that the power of positivity was indeed boundless. Once upon a time, nestled in the quiet foothills of a great mountain, stood a serene monastery where sunlight danced upon the yellow robes of wise monks. Brother Ananda, the youngest of the monks, was known for his noticeable curiosity and a heart immersed in wonder. Despite his youth, Ananda had an insatiable desire to understand the secret to the seemingly unshakable tranquility of his elders. One particularly crisp morning, as the temple bells rang, Brother Ananda approached the venerable Elder Gan, whose presence exuded calmness and warmth like the sun itself. He asked, "Honored Elder, what is the secret behind your eternal serenity and wisdom? How do you remain so profoundly positive, even in the shadow of adversity?" Elder Gan, his face wearing a gentle smile, motioned for Brother Ananda to walk with him in the blooming gardens of the monastery. As they strolled among the jasmine and marigolds, Elder Gan began to share a tale. Many years ago, a traveler weary of the world's worries came to this very monastery, seeking peace and clarity. He was full of doubts and burdens, much like the dark, heavy clouds before a storm. I asked him to stay, to reflect on a single thought every morning, the power of positivity. I told him, "Let your mind blossom, just like these flowers, and see how positive thoughts can change the canvas of your life." Brother Ananda listened intently as Elder Gan continued. At first, the traveler was skeptical, but slowly, he began to witness change within him. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, he embraced the possibilities of what could go right. Every positive thought seemed to act like a seed in a garden, nurturing hope and contentment within his soul. Months passed, and the traveler, now transformed, left our monastery with a heart as light as a feather and a mind as clear as a dawn sky. Turning to Ananda, the elder concluded, Positivity is not an absence of challenges. It is the ability to see opportunity in adversity and embrace every moment with gratitude. It is the powerful art of choosing to shine, even when faced with shadows. In a quaint village nestled between verdant hills, there stood a serene monastery, home to monk Tenzin, who was known far and wide for wearing a vibrant yellow robe. His attire symbolized enlightenment and positivity, qualities he was famous for fostering within the community. One chilly autumn morning, Tenzin gathered a group of villagers in the monastery's courtyard. Seated under a sprawling Bodhi tree, he began to weave a tale of the power of positivity. Once in a village much like ours, he started, there lived a man named Hari, who was submerged in despair. His prospects seemed bleak, and his heart was heavy with doubt. One day, wandering through the forests, he encountered an old sage wrapped in a yellow shawl, much like my robe. The sage, with eyes shimmering like stars, offered him a simple notion that the world around him could be transformed by the power of positive thought. Tenzin continued. Though skeptical at first, Hari decided to try this new approach. Each morning, he greeted the sun with words of gratitude, even when clouds covered the sky. He looked upon his neighbors with kindness, irrespective of their actions towards him. Hari's unwavering positivity slowly began to reflect back into his life. His crops that year flourished abundantly. He discovered talent and art he never recognized within himself before, and eventually, peace enveloped his heart. With positive thoughts, Tenzin explained, Hari not only changed his own life, but inspired those around him to alter their perspectives too. Soon, the village prospered, guided by joy and understanding. The villagers were engrossed, their minds awakening to the story's wisdom. Tenzin gently emphasized, remember, my dear friends, positivity is a beacon in the darkness, guiding us through life's tumult and transforming challenges into precious opportunities. As Tenzin concluded and the sun dipped below the horizon, the villagers left with a newfound sense of hope and resolve. The yellow robe of the monk, glowing warmly even as dusk fell, became a symbol for them, a reminder of the transformative power that lies within, waiting to be ignited by a single positive thought. In a tranquil monastery perched atop a rolling hill, there lived a monk named Tenzin who was known for his infectious positivity. This gentle soul carried a glow, a light of optimism that seemed to bewitch everyone he came across. The other monks often marveled at how he remained composed and joyous, even in the face of adversity. The abbey was a school of mindfulness and spirituality, and among its residents were curious learners and seasoned monks who had spent decades in contemplation. One day, a young monk named Kai approached Tenzin, driven by a desire to understand the power behind his unwavering positivity. Kai was new to the monastery, having arrived only a few months ago, often struggling with self-doubt and worry. Brother Tenzin, how do you manage to remain so positive, so unaffected by the storms outside and inside? Kai inquired, his eyes wide with earnest curiosity. Tenzin smiled gently, gesturing to the inviting bench beneath the shade of an ancient oak tree. The two seated themselves, the rustling leaves creating a comforting symphony of nature around them. It's not an easy path, Tenzin began, but it starts with choice. Every morning, I choose to see the good, even if it's hidden beneath the surface. Positivity is like a garden, Kai. You must tend to it, water it with hope and patience, and cherish the blossoms that come forth. Kai listened intently as Tenzin shared stories of personal challenges, each a testament to how he chose resilience over despair. The elder monk spoke of a time when he had lost a dear friend, how the world felt heavy and dark, yet he discovered light in the cherished memories rather than in the void of absence. But what about days when despair whispers too loudly? Kai questioned, seeking guidance for the moments when he found himself engulfed by darkness. On such days, Tenzin advised, I turn to gratitude. Even the smallest things, a starry sky, the warmth of the sun, or the laughter shared with a friend, remind me that light exists. Positivity doesn't mean ignoring sadness. It means choosing not to let sadness drown out joy. Kai felt a subtle change within, inspired by Tenzin's wisdom. He understood that negativity was an uninvited guest. From that day forth, Kai decided to create his own garden of optimism, one choice at a time, letting positivity guide his journey through life. And just like Tenzin, he would spread this light to whoever needed it, cultivating a world painted with hope and happiness.